Hey everyone, it's Katie here, and it's Sunday evening here in the sunny coast, and I have the beautiful Kat Sceney with me, and she's actually all the way over in the UK. So how cool is this? And I believe it's what time over there, Kat?
I think it's 9:30 in the morning,
Yeah,
Sunday morning.
see? How crazy is that? Like, you
Yeah.
can connect with anyone in the world through the internet. It's so powerful. So, um, coming to you live here today, guys, because Kat has had such an amazing life in such a short time that she's been on this earth. And I have known Kat probably for the last 5 or 6,
8.
8 years. Oh my goodness, eight
Yeah,
years!
I
Wow,
think.
8 years. So
Maybe 7, 8. Yeah.
yeah, wow. There you go. So 7 or 8 years ago, I met this. I guess you could say strawberry blonde um, girl down in Avalon in Victoria,
Yeah.
jet star, and I was just blown away by how much she had achieved in so little of her life at that age, even that I was so inspired by her that I asked her very kindly a couple of weeks ago if she would jump on and do an interview with me. So, Kat, thank you for being here this evening or this morning.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, so this is going to be fun, and I'm just obviously interviewing Kat because of her journey so far, of what she's been up to, and it's pretty inspiring. So if anyone's watching out there, when they watch this video, they're going to see just a young girl who's done so much in such a short time. So, okay, let's get
Yay.
started then. Hey, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So, Kat, share with us your background. So, I guess in the last sort of, 10 to 15 years, what have you been up to, or where are you sort of at the
Oh
moment?
my God. I feel like I've done so much since I've been an adult when I actually think about it.
Yep.
Probably when I was 18, I just out of high school, I ended up just going to Ireland for the summer because my mum's from there, my family was there, and I worked in a pub there. But originally I did get into uni and I
Yep.
deferred after a month
Oh, wow.
and basically never went back. Yeah, I am actually quite dyslexic, which not many people know.
Wow.
So, yeah, uni is just not easy for me like it is other people. I don't think it's easy for anyone. But yeah, just all the reading, it was way too much for me. So I ended up going overseas, and then I came back and did personal training. I did
Okay.
a course and I did that for a while. And then I worked for my parents and their business full time and did like business. I've literally done everything. It's crazy. And then when I was 20, I ended up getting into modeling, and I went over to Europe to do that for 5 months,
That's so
which was
cool.
also crazy. I don't even know if you know that. I feel like so many people
I
don't know
do
that.
remember you
I
telling me when
don't
we were sitting
usually
on the
tell.
shelf
Yeah.
to eat. I remember you saying to me about being in Milan. Is that right? Were you in Milan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was in Milan and Munich for 5 months, but I ended up quitting that and coming back home. I think modeling is very different now. I mean, this is 10 years ago because I'm 30 now,
Yes.
but
Yes.
back then it was very intense on.
Oh, hang on. I think I lost you. You're frozen. That's all right. Where's she gone? It's all right, gang. Just got a slight little hiccup here. Where's she gone? Oh, I think I lost her. That's all right. Go.
So I left after 5 months
Yep.
there. I think the industry was I think it is very intense, but
Yep.
modeling has come a long way in 10 years. So I think,
Definitely.
it's a lot more accepting of all body sizes. And yeah, back then the agencies were really full on. I mean, they measured you and weighed you every day when you went in and would tell you to stop eating. It was really crazy. But anyway,
Wow.
so I moved home after that, and then I worked in a bar as like a bartender and waitress and all of that. I loved that. And then I started flying for Jetstar. I remember I left there and I just kind of fell on my lap, and I loved flying.
Yeah.
Loved it so much. When I was little, I used to want to do it. And then I was there for 3 years, and then I went to Qantas International, and I've been there for 5 years now. And then I started my business
Yep.
in March coming up, it'll be 3 years. So
wow.
yeah, it's been a long
one.
time.
My
Yeah,
goodness.
crazy. I actually launched, so we moved to London when in March, it'll be 3 years as well. I launched the day after we moved to London.
Oh my goodness.
Which
I've got
is
goosebumps because obviously
mental.
that was like,
Yeah,
yes.
so
Oh
long
my
ago.
God.
Yeah, so I had been working on it for 11 months, I think. I just had this idea. I remember I was on a flight from London to Melbourne.
Yep.
And I like love businesses, and I wanted to do my own business all the time. I just like think I have like commitment issues, and I don't like to commit to like jobs.
Yep.
Like, yeah, the 9 to 5 is like really terrifying for me. I
Yep.
like love how people do it, but it's scary. So yeah, I just had this idea of, I was thinking about makeup bags, and obviously like we travel so much.
Yep.
And I was like, why doesn't this exist? And I was just thinking, and then I was like, oh my gosh, this is so like simple, and I'm just so confused as why it doesn't exist. So I like was in the galley, like got the notepad out and the pen, and I was like drawing all these sketches. And I remember I was working with one of my friends, and he's like, what are you doing, Kat? And I was like, I've got this idea, like you don't understand. And he's like, okay. And we landed from LA, and I went to Ben's house in Geelong. I think it was Saturday because he was at football.
Yep.
And I went to Kmart and I bought all these bags and everything. And I literally, if you imagine like a crazy movie, I was like cutting them up and like sewing them back together is to what I imagined, because I was trying to explain to people.
Yeah.
And Ben got back from football maybe like 6 p.m. on Sunday, and I was like this mad woman in his lounge room sewing, and he's like, are you all right? And I was like, oh my God, I've got the best idea. And
so that's how Bekka May was born.
Yeah.
My God.
Literally.
So obviously for everyone that watching, like I guess that was probably my next question, which is your excitement for life also, and then being excitement for this baby, I guess, to be born and to be developed into this incredible, I guess you could say online. Is most of your purchasing online?
It's all online.
Yeah,
yep.
Perfect. So I guess that's another thing, like being in the online space for business, how do you feel it's helped connect with more people, I suppose, to get your brand out there? Because that's like, you had an idea and then it's like you've developed that, and then it's like, all right, so how do I share this with people? Because it's incredible.
Yeah, it's been a lot of learning. Cool. I think like going into it, I honestly had zero idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
Literally the whole time. Zero idea. I was just kind of making it. I still feel like that 100% now. Yeah. I know that I know a lot more than I did, but even now I just feel like I'm making everything up.
Yeah.
You learn a lot. For me personally, through trial and error. I know that we have spent a lot of money on trying to do like different kinds of like marketing and different avenues that did not work at all, and basically like a lot of money down the drain, which is like good learning as well, but it is painful when it happens. But we work mainly on influencer marketing. So influencers on Instagram are really big for us. And then also Facebook ads and Instagram ads have been really good. My little sister actually recently studied, I think she graduated maybe a year ago nearly, doing digital media and marketing, digital marketing and media and all of that. And she works at a place in Melbourne. She is so smart at that.
You're frozen again, babe, but it's okay. I'm going to try and see if I can keep you. Hang on. There we go. Yep, it's all good.
We're back
again. Yep.
Oh, was I frozen the whole time?
No, not the whole time though.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's really good. So Beck was doing that.
Yeah, she still does that for me. She
Wow.
is so knowledgeable. It's crazy. And then my older sister, she ships all the bags. So
Oh,
she
wow.
sends them out to so it really is like such a little family business.
Yeah,
I'm so
amazing.
lucky to have them. Yeah, my little brother did a lot of the shipping as well, but now my older sister's back doing it again. I think he was a bit over it. He
I
helped for
don't
so
know
long
about
and he
this.
was like, I'm over this. Yeah. So my older sister does that and my little sister helps. So yeah, I'm very, very lucky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wow. So I guess this is the next question. It would be, or next question would be, how you spoke about, you're not sure what you're doing in a business sometimes,
Mm,
but you have an idea.
mm-hmm,
Do you
mm,
sort of agree with like when people, like if you think about when people start a business,
yeah.
I think some people are worried too much about the how, aren't they? Whereas like you
Yeah.
sort of show you were like, I have a dream, I have a goal, I have a vision, and that's
Yeah.
what I'm running with, rather than trying to figure out how to actually do it, and you learn it along the way. Is that right? About
Yeah.
right?
100%. And I feel also that for me personally, I was just on the internet I reckon every single day.
Yep.
Ben would be like, oh, babe, it's 11 p.m. Are you going to get off your laptop? And I was like, no, thanks. And he'd be out watching the TV with his housemate and I'd be on the laptop every night,
Yep.
just trying to find information. I think there's a lot more out there now,
Yep.
100% now compared to when I did it nearly 3 years ago. But I feel like I really started to attract the information, which I'm like very into the law of attraction. I know you are, so
Yep.
that's okay.
Yep.
But yeah, when I really kind of opened up to it, it would be like someone at work, I would hear them talk to someone else and say, oh, you have your own business. And then I'd ask them and they'd be like, oh yeah, I use like a shipping company in Hong Kong and this and this and this. And I was like, what? And then I'd be like this little sponge trying to like get all the information out of everyone. And I think that once you really kind of open up to that and you like, it can just come to you in the most random ways. But yeah, you do have to look for it. It's not
Totally.
just, you can't just sit back and it
Wait
all
for it to come
happens.
to you. Yeah, no, and that's
Yeah.
that's awesome advice out there for people that are listening as well.
Mm,
It's, I guess, and then coming from that question or going into the next question is, what is,
yeah.
have you had days where you're like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore, I just want to quit?
Oh, like a million. I'm like, I think I'm a very emotional, sensitive person. I'm so sensitive, like it is not my strong point, but it is really a roller coaster. I don't think anyone can understand how much of a roller coaster of emotions it is. And every time, honestly, when you have like the best days, like the week before, I was like, I quit. I remember, I think it was February last year, maybe.
Yeah.
I was just like, I cannot do this. Like there was no money in the bank account. I like had loans. I couldn't afford any influencers. And I was just like, I was in tears to my mum. I remember I was like, Mom, well, like so dramatic. But I was like, oh, I have this influencer and I want to work with her, but I have no money to pay her. Like, I just can't do it. And she said, like, I'm going to loan you this money. Like, I have it. And then you just pay me back. It's
Yep.
fine. Like, you need to do it. Cause I was like, oh, I'm going to have to like stop. And then we used that influencer and she was like a needle in a haystack. It just
Wow.
blew up like crazy. And it was so crazy to think I hadn't even paid her yet. So I hadn't even got the invoice and we'd already like made so many sales and it was
Wow.
blowing up. And like the week before I was in tears, gonna quit.
Ready to
Like
quit.
I sent my mum the money back within a day. I was
Oh
like,
my
oh, I
goodness.
don't need it anymore. Like I've already, yeah. So it's just such a crazy roller coaster. I think when you invest so much into it, like you can't help but, you know, be attached to it. And it's just like crazy up and down. So I feel sorry for the people close to me that have to deal with the roller coaster of it.
But you know what,
But
Hannah? It just
yeah,
shows that you're a real person. You're true. You're authentic to yourself,
yeah,
and you have been through the ups and downs, and you're happy to share that. And I think that is
mm,
such a inspiration to people, because we always see the great things on Instagram, don't we? Like we see a lot of the
yeah,
good stuff.
100%.
We don't see a lot of the the behind the scenes stuff that we probably don't want to share with people, but it's really, you know, amazing that you can share that. So, but you know, you're still here and you're still committing to it. So what's your
I know.
vision for Bekka May, like moving forward? Like what's sort of like, what's
Oh, I don't know. It's been really hard. I think for me, living in London at the same time as like launching a business was very full on, because I mean, we knew zero people when we moved to London. We had no friends. We were starting new jobs, trying to figure out life. And I kind of had to decide for myself if I wanted to just focus solely on this business and be like sitting in our flat 24/7 working on that, or if I wanted to make the most of what we were doing over here. And like, I think you know me, and anyone who knows me knows I'm travel obsessed. And I kind of made the decision, you know, in 20 or 30 years, like, what am I going to wish that I did? And like being over here and having everything in Europe on your doorstep, I really chose to make the most of that. And as long as I could keep Bekka May going and do that, I would really be happy. And I honestly have been. I've traveled so much, which I'm very, very lucky for. So it's going to be interesting, because when we move home, it'll be different. Right now, we're just trying to get everything organized for Christmas, which is crazy for us. We're very lucky. So get everything organized, and Black Friday is mayhem. So this weekend I am shooting content today.
Oh, yay!
And
awesome.
yeah, I know, I did it last weekend too. I have all the big like lights and cameras. It looks like a studio in this tiny little bedroom. So just trying to get everything ready for that. But I don't really know, it's too hard. I find it hard because I want to do everything. Like, I'm the person that wants to do every job you could ever imagine and like try everything. I think I just really have commitment issues in every aspect of life. So I don't know. I guess we'll see when we go back. Sometimes I am open to selling the business, which I want, like, if we did sell it, I'd want someone who really loved it and wanted to grow it. I'd never just want to stop it. I think that would break my heart, but it has so much potential. So I guess we'll just see what happens, because then I'm always like, oh, I want to start a new business. Then I'm just I just need
you
to
are
relax
you've
sometimes.
always been a high achiever, and I think that's, you know, nothing wrong with that, because I think the thing that you stand out from the rest, and I'm just pointing this out here to the viewers, it's like, when you have a vision, you run with it, and you don't worry about all the BS that goes on in your head, even though there probably is a lot of that happening. At the end of the day, you know that, okay, well, I have to still keep going, and I have my idea of what I'm trying to achieve here.
100%.
And exactly. Because if we didn't really have that, and we sort of just tried to work out what we were doing along the way, it just, it's overwhelm, and it's too hard, and all that sort of stuff comes in. And then you think, what am I even doing this for? You know? So I think that just having that vision and still rolling with that, regardless of whether you hold on to it or not, it's still your baby. So it'll probably be a big decision if you decided to go that way. But I guess, that's it. It's so incredible, like, how much you've achieved, like, even just through Bekka May and working at the same time, like being able to do that while you work. I mean, people were like, oh, that's too much, but you know, you've always gone, nah, it can be done. You know, like you said, law of attraction, it can be done. I can do this. So,
I think if people want to find the time, they can. It just depends. For me, I think if you're passionate about something, it's really easy to do if you love to do it. So, and I think you need to be open as well also, that sometimes people's passion changes. And if that changes, it's fine to go with it. I'm a big advocate for friends. I've had friends who have studied in jobs that they really wanted to do and done it, and then quit after a couple of months, and they were really embarrassed to tell everyone. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, this is amazing. Like, you studied, you smashed it, and you didn't like it. Sorry. And you didn't like it, and you had the guts to leave. I'm like, so many people do things that they're so unhappy to do,
Oh,
for years and
really?
years and years. And
Yep.
I couldn't do that.
No.
I don't know. I try, but I do. I mean, I do things that I don't like to do all the
Yeah.
time, but
Yeah.
I just try to make the most of that and find something good in that and be like, okay, this is getting me to this goal.
Yep.
And then once I get there, I'll just quit that job and that's fine,
Yep.
and
And
then
you're
I'll
okay with
do what I want to do.
that's
Yeah.
no, that's cool, hon. Well, to wrap that up, oh my God, this has been amazing. My last question
Sorry.
for you tonight is, what's one piece of advice would you give someone if they were out there starting their own business
Ooh.
or a new venture?
Um,
I put you on the spot with that one.
yeah. I love that you sent me these questions and I never looked at them.
Yeah.
Advice. I think the biggest advice is just go for it, honestly. And I think there's a lot of platforms out there like Facebook groups or different groups, and you can find people that are really motivating and try and surround yourself with those people.
Yeah.
I think that it's really important to have people that build you up around you, because so many people like put you down, or even unintentionally. I think a lot of friends are very unintentional in the way that they don't really support you that much,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
finding people that really support you and you support them
Yeah.
and kind of motivate you, and when you're with them you're like, yes, we're going to smash it, like I really want to do this. I
Yeah.
think that's really important, and if you can find that, that's just amazing.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Awesome. Wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome to wrap that up with. That's been awesome, Kat, and thank you so much for your time. We've just received so much value from you in the last 10 or so minutes,
Oop.
and yeah, I can't wait to share this with the world and to see what, like, and to see like how people can actually learn from what your experiences have been. And yeah, if anyone's following Instagram, I believe what's your Instagram page called
my
for Bekka May?
My Instagram, yeah, Bekka May is Bekka May Official.
Yep,
And
Bekka. Is that right? May?
yeah,
Well, I got it right.
yeah,
Did my research.
yeah, good work.
Yep,
Yeah,
beautiful.
Bekka May Official is the Instagram. Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. Wow. Everyone go check it out because it's an awesome page. I have had a look. I've had a little look, obviously beforehand.
Yeah.
And yeah, so thank you, Kat. And best of luck for your ventures and
Thank you.
moving back to Australia, coming back to the same time zone as what I'm on. Yeah,
I
that'll be
know.
awesome. So, but enjoy the rest of your time in the UK.
Thank you. I will.
No worries. See you guys.
See ya.